Hey guys, it's me, Luca. Um, this isn't a live action recording, so, you know, I'm not speaking to you as I'm playing the game. The game's already been replayed, or game's already been played and recorded and all. Um, but so what I wanted to say was, you know, why do I make a channel? Why do I have this channel? And to that I say, because I think it's fun. I think that having a nice little place for me and possibly some buddies of mine to post stupid videos where we might be, you know, playing video games and something funny might happen, or maybe we're just talking and a good topic comes out and we get really philosophical and deep about stuff. You know, stuff like that. Stuff that I think would be interesting to have. Um, but now for a little bit of background about me. I'm Luca Costa, or just call me Luca, really. Um, for most of my life, I've really had a socially awkward way of talking to people. It's just who I am. Very vulgar, very loud, but very hard whenever it comes to talking to people and, or at least not being anxious to talk to people. And so, this is kind of one of my things that I'm going to decide to start as a little bit of a hobby. Just because I feel like it might be something that helps with anxiety, gives me something to do, and it's stuff that I don't even have to work to do, really. I mean, this video might be a little bit of like a exception, and some videos might be exceptions because I'm gonna have to edit the video, all of that stuff. But other than editing, I get clips and stuff like that just from hanging out with the people that I talk to online, playing games with people or by myself. And it also kind of just gives me a faucet for some of my interests. There's a lot of things that interest me that not many people where I'm from really get on with or find it interesting as well. Either that or they might find it interesting, but I've just put all of my abilities into those interests, and it's like it's hard for some people to keep up with me. One of those interests being history. So I've thought about playing Hearts of Iron 4 for the channel, thought about playing some historical games, but I am also very prone to being very vulgar and, at the same sense, rage quitting. Just because, some of these games might be games that I haven't played in a year or two, so I'm just absolutely dog shit at. And while there's nothing inherently wrong with that, it's the fact that if I don't have time to practice, I'm going to stay bad at it, and it's just going to decrease the quality of the videos, I think. Now, if it doesn't, and it just makes for funny little endings where I rage quit, do tell me. I like anger in a sense, as it can kind of give you a little bit of why is he overreacting? This is stupid, and laugh at it. But it's also one of those things where you let it happen too much, and then it's just like, okay, nobody wants to be around you. And my autistic self, yes, actually autistic, just not diagnosed. My autistic self decided, hey, history is going to be fun. So, yeah, I can do a lot of stuff with history and geography that some people can't. And at my age, it's just one of those things where mentally, and I've been told this by multiple adults, been told this by multiple people my age, multiple people that are like me. Mentally, even though it might not seem it, I can be much more mature than my colleagues and my other peers that I hang around. Just because of the fact of where I was raised and everything. So that's another thing that I need to worry about. Um, some other reasons why I made the channel. I mean, everybody I think has had a dream of being an influencer at least sometime, right? And so I was just thinking, it'd be fun if this actually worked out. So I just decided to give it a try. I also want to see how I grow as a person with personality and joke type things, and see how I can improve in certain aspects of life and how I can get worse at certain aspects. And hopefully it isn't getting worse at anything besides maybe the bad things. Get better at doing good things, get worse at doing bad things. Um, I'm a Catholic, staunch believer in Christ. Now, I can't say that personally I hate anybody because they're not a staunch believer too. And more often than not, I am very open to just sit down, talk, and get to understand each other. Because I think that's the most important part. Doesn't matter who comes out on top if a Satanist and me are arguing about who to believe, and he proves me wrong or I prove the Satanist wrong. That ain't gonna stop us from believing what we want. It's just gonna make us not like the other group more. Whereas if we just calmly explain it, you don't cause any drama. No fighting has to happen, nothing like that. And so I love to have little debates, is what I call them, where people are just calm, collected, and just overall trying to learn about each other and the different beliefs and cultures and everything that people might have. Some things aren't up for debate, like for instance, 2 plus 2, you can't debate that it's not 4. It is 4, that's a fact. But subjective things, I love to debate. I love to learn more about people, and I love to hear all sides of a story, no matter how crazy it might be. I think that it's just fun, and it's nice to get to understand people and understand where they come from. I have a few goals for this channel, though. One of my goals is that I don't know how I'm going to get to this, but maybe the gaming channel, the channel where I post gaming videos, might turn into something more. I mean, I know I plan on doing some videos where I'm just recording myself and just talking. Talking about some things, teaching about some things. I don't know what yet, but one thing that I want to teach at least everybody that watches this is to know that, you know, one, you're never alone. As somebody who struggled and, in a sense, still does struggle with depression too. Some days are just better than others. I've learned to cope with it and not want to hurt myself or other people because of it. I mean, I never really wanted to hurt anybody in general. That's just not something that I'd be wanting to do, but letting people know that they have something to look forward to, even if it doesn't seem like it, and people look forward to them. And also just to not look at any piece of information and think, oh, well, this says this, it's gotta be true. No matter who it's from. For instance, say this video comes out one day and I have over 1 million subscribers. You, the viewers, if you know that I'm saying some bullshit, I don't care if I don't want you to call me out for it. If you know I'm saying bullshit, call me out, correct me, and tell me what was wrong about it and why it was wrong. Don't let misinformation spread as well. So let's see, we went over You, the viewer, has somebody looking forward to seeing them and are loved by somebody. Doesn't matter who. Um, Misinformation. I feel like there was something else that I wanted to talk about. Oh, yeah. Just try to be nice to people. Doesn't matter how they act. Well, I mean, it does, but it doesn't matter how they appear to people. For instance, me, 200 pound, 5'8", broad shouldered guy that usually wears a jacket. And I think at one point I was the rumored quiet kid, despite not even wanting to do anything of the sorts like that. The idea just. The idea of hurting anybody else just because is kind of disgusting to me. And I don't understand why people would even want to do that. But I had that stigma about me. And it led to me, being socially awkward and being kind of afraid to talk to people. Whereas now, people have kind of just let me go on my rants. And I've been able to talk to people much better. I've been able to communicate with my classmates a lot better. The people that I meet, anxiety isn't much of a worry with that whole quiet kid stigma being out of the way. Hopefully out of the way. I don't know. But it's just a weight off my back. And it's good to have. To say that there shouldn't have been a weight there to begin with, that's another discussion for another time. But just give everybody you meet a chance. Doesn't matter how they look, how they appear to you. If they don't do anything wrong to you, give them a chance to do something right. And, that chance might be the difference between, say this. Say you go sit at, say somebody looks like a school shooter. You go sit at their lunch table. They might not be a school shooter. They might just like jackets. That might just be comfortable for them. And so nobody else wanted to go sit by them because they look like the school shooter. They look like they're going to be the one that kills everybody. They might fucking hate the idea. But you decide to go over there and sit by them because nobody else is sitting there talking with them. In that moment, you could have either made that person's day, and that could just be a simple gesture of kindness, or that could mean way more than you'd think. It could mean that they don't kill themselves that night. So just, yeah, expect more videos by the night. I mean, I'll have more coming out tonight as well. Anyways, thanks for listening.